There's bound to be a lot of questions about number 16 on the packet, especially if you're not sure how blood typing works. Okay, so first let's go over quickly what blood typing is, the genotype for blood typing, and then you'll be able to use your knowledge of Punnett squares to go ahead and go through this question here to find out, should you be included in the distribution of the money? Okay, as you are probably aware, there are 4 blood types: A, B, O, and AB. But there are 2 different ways to write down the genotypes for these blood types. So on a separate piece of paper here, I'm just going to show you really quickly what do the genotypes for these blood types look like, so then you can know how to use the Punnett squares here in a second. For blood type A, there are 2 ways that you can have blood type A. And as you are aware, genotypes typically are 2 alleles, right? Blood typing is co-dominant. So you can either be A as a genotype and be blood type A, or you can be AO. By the way, since they're co-dominant, these 2 letters can be switched. OA, it doesn't matter. They're co-dominant. It doesn't matter the positioning. Both of these phenotypes are going to show up. So to be blood type A, you can either be this set of letters or this set of letters. And yes, these 2 can be switched. OA will still be blood type A. For blood type B, okay, there are your genotypes for blood type B. Same thing with these 2 letters. There is AB, which is pretty self-evident there. However, because they are both co-dominant, you could write the letters this way. And then there is blood type O. Now, in this case, there's only one way to be blood type O, and that is to have both letters be O. That's it. So these are the letters, the genotypes that correspond to the blood type you can have. Okay? So now when you look at this question, it may make a little bit more sense to you. Okay? Grandma and Grandpa were married for many years and have saved a lot of money. Grandpa died 4 weeks ago. Grandma died just last week. She just couldn't live without her love. In the will, it stated that the money from the estate was to be divided equally between all the blood relatives. The pedigree for the family is listed below. Should you, right here, with blood type AB, because it says it, you have blood type AB, should you be included in the distribution of the money? Okay, so from your perspective, if you are right here, your grandparents are actually right here. Your grandmother, your grandfather. However, you don't know what the blood type is of your grandfather unless you go back up here and run this Punnett square of your great-grandparents. Once you run the Punnett square here, that will tell you what your grandfather had. Then you will have genotype, genotype. You will get to run a Punnett square between these 2 to find your father and his sister, your aunt. Once you find his genotype, you'll run these 2 crosses, this cross here, to find you and your brother. And this should tell you right in here, does your blood type line up with the people above you in the pedigree? If it does, then you're in the money. And if it doesn't, you're out. So here's the strategy I would use. Again, number 1, these are your grandparents who passed away. In order to find your grandfather's blood type, you actually have to go back to his parents and run this cross. When you run that cross, you'll get his genotype. Write it right here. Then cross your grandparents to get your father and his sister. Because once you get the father, you will have your father's blood type, you already have your mother's blood type. You'll run those crosses to determine, okay, well, if I'm a member of this, if I'm in the bloodline of this family, my blood type should be one of the possibilities from this cross. If you are, you're in the money. And if your blood type is not one of the possibilities that comes from this cross, you're out. So that's the strategy I would use. Okay? Hopefully this is helpful and you're paying attention in class to get the help you need. And I wish you luck.